There's a specific kind of person you might know. The kind who gets insulted at dinner and laughs it off. The kind who finds out they've been betrayed and says, "It's okay." The kind who absorbs cruelty like a sponge and never, ever wrings it out. If you watch closely, really closely, you might catch it. A flicker in their eyes, a slight collapse behind the smile. But it passes so fast you wonder if you imagined it. And then they're back, calm, agreeable, quiet. Maybe you know someone like this. Or maybe you are someone like this. Maybe you've spent so long staying quiet that you've forgotten what your real voice even sounds like. So why? Why would someone choose silence when they're bleeding inside? Let me show you how it starts. You're 7 years old. Something you said made someone angry. You don't know what you said, you just know that your words have power, the dangerous kind. So you learn. You learn to be smaller. You learn that your feelings are grenades, and if you pull the pin, everything explodes. So you stop pulling the pin. Fast forward to now. Someone makes a joke at your expense and everyone laughs. You laugh too, even though something inside you just cracked. A friend forgets your birthday, again. You tell yourself, it's fine. Your partner dismisses your feelings. You swallow the hurt because speaking up feels like stepping off a cliff with no ground below. Maybe you're someone who writes texts explaining how you feel, rewrites them, makes them softer, smaller, so apologetic that by the end you're practically thanking them for hurting you. And then you delete it, every word, because what if your pain is the thing that finally proves you're too much? You stay quiet when someone takes credit for your work. You stay quiet when you're excluded. You stay quiet when someone speaks to you in a tone that makes you feel small. You absorb, you accommodate, you disappear a little more each time. And here's what people don't understand. Your silence isn't weakness. Your silence is a survival strategy that you learned so early and so deeply that it became part of your nervous system. It runs in your blood. Because somewhere, somehow, you learned that your pain was dangerous, that expressing hurt made you a burden, that silence kept you safe, kept you loved, kept you from being abandoned. Psychologists call this emotional suppression. When a child expresses hurt and the response is, "Stop being dramatic," or "I don't want to hear it," or just cold silence, their brain learns something crucial. My pain is dangerous, not just uncomfortable for others, but actually dangerous to my survival. So the child makes a choice, not consciously, but instinctively. They learn to read the room. They learn to be smaller. They develop what therapists call self-silencing, the automatic suppression of real thoughts and feelings to keep relationships intact. This ties into something called the fawn response. You've heard of fight or flight, but fawn is different. Fawning is when you respond to threat by pleasing, by becoming so harmless that no one has a reason to hurt you. And silence is the ultimate fawn response. Think of it like this. Your voice became a switch you learned to turn off. At first, it was voluntary, but over time, the switch broke. Now, even when you desperately need to speak, the words won't come. Your body learned that silence equals safety, and it refuses to let you risk that. Studies show that people who suppress emotions over and over experience higher rates of anxiety, depression, and physical health problems. The body keeps the score. What you don't express doesn't disappear. It lives in your chest, your stomach, your throat, a constant ache that never quite heals. So the very thing that protected you as a child becomes the thing that slowly suffocates you as an adult. You end up in relationships where you're undervalued because you never taught anyone how to value you. You stay in jobs that drain you. You lose friendships through slow erosion. You give and give and give until there's nothing left. You become the person everyone calls reliable, but no one really knows you. You're surrounded by people, yet completely alone, because you've never let anyone see what's actually happening inside you. And the saddest part, the child who learned to stay quiet did so out of love. They loved their world so much that they would rather erase themselves than risk losing connection. That wasn't pathology, that was devotion. But devotion to others at the cost of yourself creates a life where you're perpetually invisible. You become a ghost in your own story. Here's what needs to be said. Healing from this doesn't mean becoming loud. It doesn't mean confronting every person who ever hurt you. Healing is learning that your pain is not a burden. It's information. It's a signal from your body saying, this matters, and you deserve to live in a world where your pain is allowed to matter. The first step isn't speaking up to others, it's speaking up to yourself. Acknowledging just to yourself, that hurt, and it's okay that it hurt. I'm allowed to feel this. You are the only one who can give yourself permission to speak, not permission from others. They might never give it. Permission from yourself to matter, to take up space, to say this hurts and trust that you won't collapse from finally telling the truth. You're not broken for staying quiet. You're breaking free by finally understanding why. You don't need to be louder. You need to be honest. Start with written truth. Journal the things that hurt, not to send them, just to let them exist outside your body. Notice the body signal, that tightness in your chest, that knot in your stomach. Start paying attention. Practice small truths. Actually, I'm not in the mood for that. That comment didn't sit well with me. Small truths build the muscle for bigger ones. Find one safe person and practice speaking your truth with them. Safe relationships teach you that your pain can be received without punishment, that you can be messy and still be loved, and grieve the silence. Mourn all the times you should have been heard. You lost opportunities to be known. You lost years to fear. That deserves to be mourned. This won't be easy. Some days you'll speak up and feel powerful. Other days you'll stay silent and feel disappointed. That's normal. You're changing decades of conditioning. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Some people won't like it when you start using your voice. Some relationships will shift or even end. But relationships that require your silence to survive were never safe to begin with. So why do some people stay quiet even when something hurts them? Because they learned early that their pain was dangerous, that silence kept them safe, that love was tied to their ability to not need anything. But here's what that child who learned to stay quiet doesn't know yet. Your pain isn't dangerous. It's human. Your needs aren't burdens. They're bridges. Your voice isn't too much. It's been missing from the world, and we need it. You don't have to be loud to be heard. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy. You just have to be willing to let your truth exist, even if it's messy, even if it's quiet, even if it comes out in whispers at first. So the next time something hurts and you feel that familiar pull to stay quiet, remember this. Your silence might keep the peace, but it costs your presence. And you were never meant to live as a ghost in your own life. You were meant to be here, fully, honestly, with all your messy, complicated, important feelings. And that starts the moment you finally give yourself permission to say, this matters. I matter. And I'm done pretending I don't.